Hey, I'm Sonia. I know my anxiety started at a very young age. My mom and dad were both alcoholics. They divorced when I was in 2nd grade. If my mom was drinking on the weekends or my grandmother called and could tell by my mom's voice, she would just come and get me. My grandmother was a very safe place for me. She was just my everything. I felt like I really did have to grow up rather quickly. When I got to high school, I kind of think I just painted a picture of my life was okay. When me and Jimmy got married, I was super happy. It was a dream come true. I wanted a family, felt safe, felt secure, really didn't have worries at that time. So after my 2nd child was born, a year later is when things really started getting crazy in my life. My grandpa had shot and killed my grandmother. He actually shot her 3 times. That really started me, I think, on a roller coaster with my depression. Then I find out that my husband was having an affair. My whole world just crumbled before me in like a second. My hope and dreams were just shot down. So not only was I starting to use my prescription medication, I was starting to drink, and I couldn't maintain it. And I am thinking, what am I gonna do? And I get a call in the middle of the night, and it was my stepdad. And he said, Sonia, I need you to come over. And I said, okay, can it wait? He said, no, this can't wait. I go in the front door, and my mom is laying on the floor. And my stepdad is sweating, pouring sweat. He's been giving CPR to her for probably over an hour. And I just lost it. And when she left, part of me left. That was just like too much. Well, after my mom passed away in 2007, that's when my roller coaster ride really went bad. I found myself on everything. My kids didn't even know where I was most of the time. I was staying from bad place to bad place and not coming home. So I turned to the alcohol and the meth. My drug of choice from that day on was more. But when I was hooked on the drugs so bad that I could not be a good parent to my children and could not understand for the life of me why I got to that point, that was my bottom. So there's no telling how many suicide letters that I have wrote to my children. Now my children are older. My oldest daughter is married, and she tells me she's pregnant. That was a huge turning point in my life. How do I help my child be okay when I'm not okay? I tell them, I'm going to go to rehab, I'm going to get better. And I said, will you just let me see if the baby will move? And his name's Bailey. And I touched her belly. And Bailey immediately started doing somersaults. And immediately in my mind, that told me, yeah, you go get better. If you want to be a part of this child's life and to be able to help your children, this is what you got to do. And they took me to detox. And that was the beginning of a new life for me. One of the guys that worked there wanted to share his testimony. There's 70-something of us in that room. And he said, and the statistics say that only 3 of what's in this room will make it. And I can remember sitting in that hard chair asking God, please let me be one of those 3. Because I wanted to give my kids back the mom they deserved. I wanted to give my family back me. And I especially wanted to be a good nana. I come straight from the treatment center to the Nashville Rescue Mission. And I was scared to death. I started chore that day. And I would be washing pots and pans in the kitchen, and God started just speaking to me through songs. I'll never forget it. Just tears would roll down my face while I would be standing back there washing pots and pans. I mean, there is no amount of money that I could ever pay them back for giving me my life back. I had classes, we had chapels, volunteers. I learned in classes life skills, things that I should have known that I did not have a clue about. Every bit of that stuff got me to where I'm at today. At one point in my life, there would be a time that I said I would never share my story. Then God told me differently. And when I started sharing my story, that freed me. And all I could hear is, if you help one other person, you've saved somebody's life. But God turns a mess into a message, and I know that now. God has showed up and showed out at the Nashville Rescue Mission like no other. I've never known life like I have known it in the last 7 years.